Hey, I'm Bree, and this is my sister Jules. I'm an English teacher.
I can't stop eating stroopwafels.
And together we drink wine as we unpack the brilliant writing of the hit 90s sitcom, Boy Meets World. Cheers! What are we drinking?
It's a rosé. Gerard Bertrand, Côtes de Roses, Rosé from France. This pairs very well with my stroopwafel, surprisingly.
I didn't love the first sip, but now I like the second and third sips. And
Yeah.
it does taste like a very classic rosé. I wouldn't go as far as to say it's as good as, like, I love a Sancerre rosé. It's not as good. But at the beginning of season 1, I talked about how I liked slate. I like that taste of wet slate after rain. And this kind of has that. Not sweet at all, which I love. I don't like a sweet rosé. So I like this.
It's very savory on the back of the tongue.
I love that. I don't know if I feel that, but I love that. It's probably what's happening in my mouth. I just don't know how to describe it.
I really like this. I could drink this. I could drink this whole thing because it's a small bottle. It's 750 milliliters.
Yeah.
And then roughly $15 a bottle. So is that a deal or is that not a deal?
$15 for a small bottle? This might be a nicer wine then, because
I also really love the rose on the bottom of the bottle. It is so cute and so unique.
Can you explain it? Describe it?
Yeah, so the bottom of the glass bottle is like shaped in the form of the top of a rose. It's so stunning.
It is. I didn't notice it until I stuck it in my fridge on its belly, and I looked at the bottom of it, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's so cool!" The bottom it just looks like it's kind of uneven. It's like an iceberg or something. I didn't really think much about it, and then I looked at what it actually was. Yeah, and it's a rose down there. It's really cool.
Yeah, that's really special.
It is. Yeah, I like this rosé a lot.
I have a spreadsheet of all the wines we've had, and I'm just realizing now that I totally have missed the mark on like rating these and marking some of my favorites so that if I want to like buy some of these again, I could enjoy the ones that I actually really liked. I'm gonna start doing that.
And then we need to like get it out there for people too. We should have it on our website, like what our favorite wines are ranked. And have kind of like a running rank going where we always have our favorite at the top, and then we have a new wine that replaces the one that's been at the top for weeks, kind of thing. Like,
I'm gonna write a formula to rank all of our wines in a spreadsheet. Oh my god, I'm nerding out so hard right now.
Yes. Okay. Great. Incredible. Do you have any notes for us?
Yes, it's a lot of summer fruits. So notably grapefruit, blackcurrant, red berries, and subtle candy notes, which I'm not exactly sure what that means, but
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Fruit for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't really know what a blackcurrant tastes like or a red currant.
I have no idea what it tastes like either.
I don't know what it looks like.
That's one of those things that I hear and I'm like, and I nod along, but I don't actually know what it is.
Yes, blackcurrant, red currant. Yes, right. yes.
Alabaster.
Alabaster. Let's see. They're known for their high vitamin C content and antioxidants.
That's what I would have thought. Like if you put me on the spot and you were like, say something about a black currant, I would probably just spew that it has antioxidants, even though I don't know.
That's a safe bet.
Yeah. All right. So we watched season 2, episode 8. I was shocked we were on episode 8. Band on the Run. Band on the Run. Band on the Run. I didn't like the synopsis, but I will read what it said. Cory discovers that Topanga still likes him. Whoever's writing these synopses is clearly only focused on that plot line, because this was not about that at all. It was about music. It was about how Cory and Sean essentially form a fake band to try to get girls.
Yeah.
And it goes horribly wrong.
That's a horrible synopsis.
Horrible synopsis.
That was like the C plot.
Literally. And it's like not even certain, right?
Yeah. It was like, we discover this, but as far as I'm concerned, Cory's still being a little dumbass. Don't just know what's going on.
That's not only a bad synopsis, even if it happened, it didn't happen. So, air date November 11th, 1994. You are alive.
Wait, what was the air date?
November 11th.
Oh my god! I was 3 days old, little baby Jules. I was Earthside.
Yeah, Earth side. You were stateside. That's so funny. Earth side. I love that. Wait, that's so awesome. So the writers of this episode, I felt so many things, are Mark Blutman and Howard Boosgang, the duo that wrote the Wolf episode, Who's Afraid of Cory Wolf, that we did not like. So when I was watching this episode, I was like, oh, this is way better. Because when I saw that it was them, I was like, oh no. And then I watched it and I was like, oh, I kind of remember this episode. And then I obviously like studied the writing and was like, oh, I'm so glad they gave them a second chance to redeem themselves, because this is good. This is good writing. Okay. It was directed by David Trainer. Viewers 20.3 million. This one had a lot of guest stars. So we got Adam Scott.
The way that I paused and went, oh my God, it's Adam Scott. It made my whole day.
Didn't he look good?
He looked really good. I have been sleeping on Adam Scott for many, many years, and I am no longer asleep.
You're woke. You're Adam Scott woke. He appears as a senior who hands Cory his guitar. He does not have a name yet, but he will later portray Griff Hawkins, who's kind of like a bully. We also get Micky Dolenz, who is in The Monkees and was in the show The Monkees, based on The Monkees as well.
He was familiar. Which one was he in this episode?
He's the guy with the little bun.
Ponytail. Yeah, I figured.
He was the lead singer.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. We get Rick Nielsen, who's Gordy, the guitarist in Alan's band, and he is a member of Cheap Trick. And then we get Billy Vera, who plays Larry, the bassist in the band.
All the scenes with those guys like on the couch really reminded me of those types of episodes in Full House, which I loved so much. One of my favorite like overarching themes of Full House, or maybe not themes, themes, is like the appreciation of music that they have, like the writers have, like the type of music, like Beach Boys, Elvis. They always have like awesome artists like feature on Full House playing music live on the set. And we got some of that today and I loved hearing it. That was so fun.
Yeah, totally. I got big Full House energy from this
episode.
Yeah. From that
very
scene.
Nostalgic vibes.
Yes.
Also, the fits were fitting today.
I have like 15 outfits of the day. Like, totally agree. We also had Rembrandt, who just goes by Rembrandt. He was Scream. I don't think he was ever called Scream in the show, but at least like if you look on IMDb, that was the name of the character. But he was one of the ones who auditioned. He was the guy who like played guitar and was really good. And Cory was like, no. And he was like, I'll be too good and I'll get all the girls. And Cory was like, yup. And he was like, bye. And then he shows up later because he's going to play in place of them. So that guy was in this show called Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. Do you remember that show? Matthew Lawrence was like the lead, I think, in it. So he was in that show. Anyway, he passed away in 2016, sadly. But lots of guests in this episode. First impressions.
Adam Scott. Oh my God. Also, this episode made me remember how easy it was for me to fall for a musician. It really was. It really was that easy. I know it was like a humorous thing, like trope, but I'm telling you, if you played guitar, if you played drums, I had a crush on you. That was it.
Yeah, I kind of agreed. And it confirmed for me that I will get the ick if you are bad at music. was
I
like,
agree.
good for you
I agree.
guys. Like,
Yeah.
completely.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, no, you actually got to be a good musician. Like I would totally get the ick.
Right? But I think it's because we're a little bit musical, right? Like you're
Yeah.
much more musical than me. Our dad is a musician. So we grew up around music, good musicians. And so if you're like attempting it and you're not good at it, I'm very turned off, unfortunately.
Well, I can't stand, especially like singers who love singing but can't sing. I can't help but just like cringe. It's so hard for me to hide it, but
I know, and I get these like flickers sometimes. I don't know if you get this where like your reality just like crumbles for a second and you're like, everything that I thought was true is a lie and everything is wrong. And sometimes I get like this like flicker of like, I actually suck at singing. I'm really bad. And like everyone's just being really nice when they say that I'm good and I'm actually the worst. And then I'm like, oh my God, like, why am I even doing this? Like, why do I make people listen to me?
I will say the only exception is when I hear people sing in karaoke. That's I'm like,
Yeah.
you do you. I want to hear you
Yes.
like live your best life. But if you're like,
Totally
I am
agree.
going to perform in
I'm going
front
to
of
get
an
paid.
audience and I'm going to do an aria and then it's the worst thing I've ever heard, I'm going to be like, please consider a new hobby, please. Have you ever thought about knitting?
It's when people take themselves really seriously and think they're really good, but they're not. That's when I'm like,
Yes.
nope, no.
Yeah.
But if you're silly and you're having fun and you're not good, but you know it and you're owning it and you're just having a good time, I'm never going to put you down or make you feel bad for that ever. Because
And
everyone should
yet,
be allowed to have fun and express themselves.
and yet I am a masochist and I love watching train wreck national anthems. I can't get enough of it. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's
That's actually not bad.
early light?
You're actually hitting all the notes. You got to be a little sharp.
Oh, see, does that star-spangled banner yet
Oh.
God bless America.
Perfect for the 4th of July, which it is now, folks, because you will be listening to this probably in about a year. And you know that we filmed this days after the 4th of July, the 7th, actually. All right, so let's get into it. We start off with Cory and Sean at Chubby's. Cory goes up to some random girl, and again, writing excellent, acting excellent. You just immediately feel like you're jumping into a scene that's been going on, right? So he just goes up to her as though it's the 100th girl he's gone up to. And he's like, hi, my name's Cory. The 7th grade dance is Friday night. And I was just wondering if maybe, and then this girl, Sonia, just cuts him right off and says, I'm sorry, my grandmother's sick. And Cory's just like, yeah, of course she is. So he goes back to Sean, who asks him how it went. And Cory says, apparently it's not a good time to be a grandmother. All of a sudden, Griff, immediately, Adam Scott, right away, walks in.
With
we didn't have to wait
big, long hairs on top of his head.
Hairs on top of his and that was a very good reference. And he has a guitar case, and he places it down on Sean and Cory's table. He wants them to watch his guitar while he goes to the bathroom. But it's funny because he just like says, hey, you busy? And Cory goes, you're not going to ask me to the dance, are you? And Griff just goes, what if I did? And Cory says, I'd say pick me up at 8, but no slow dances. Light homophobia, but I let it go. And Griff says, just watch these for a second, all right? And he goes away. Okay. So immediately when he leaves his guitar case there, now Sonia, the girl who rejected Cory a second ago, comes right back over with her friend Sherry. And she's like, hi, I couldn't help but noticing you. She's acting like she's literally never seen him before.
She didn't even recognize the guy that just went up to her 5 seconds ago.
So Cory's like, oh, you're talking to me? Shouldn't you be at the hospital visiting one of your many blood-hacking grandmas? So Sherry, Sonia's friend, is like, why didn't you tell me you play? Sean's like, Cory, they're on to us. They spotted our axes because there's actually 2 guitars. And Sean's like, they know we play. They like musicians. And Cory goes, oh, well, then watch me pull this rabbit out of my hat. Which reminded me of a video. Have you seen that? There's like a viral clip of an interview that this woman had with this like rapper. She keeps asking her about being a musician, and the woman is being so confusing in her responses. The woman's like, well, why don't you consider yourself that? Like, you're a rapper. And the woman's like getting annoyed. And then you finally realize that she thinks she's calling her a magician. I have to find it. It's so funny.
My God.
But they go back and forth for like way too long because the interviewer's like, you're obviously a musician. Do you not consider rap music? Like, it was so funny.
That's amazing.
So Sean's like, musicians. And Cory's like, oh, well, that's very different. So they go back and forth. Sonia's like, are you guys in a band? And Cory's like, are we in a band? And then he turns to Sean and he's like, are we in a band? And Sean's like, yes, you idiot. The girls end up leaving. Cory and Sean are like, this might be our ticket to get girls. I like the way that scene ends because Cory's like, no, we could never pull this off in a million, billion, trillion years. And then Adam Scott and his friend come and pick up the guitars and leave. And Sherry just comes over and is like, wow, you guys have roadies? And Cory goes, boy, time flies. Which was funny to me. We get a scene change. We're in the living room. Cory's practicing guitar, but he's literally, did you notice he was holding the guitar upside down? Cory's like, good evening, Philadelphia. And he's just like strumming terribly. He has no idea what he's doing. Alan's like, yeah, my old guitar. Cory's like, yeah, Sean and I need it for our band. And Alan gets all excited. They're starting a band. And Alan's like, oh yeah, back then music was our main means of expression, social protest. We sang about freedom of speech, fighting the establishment, the war in Vietnam. Are musicians doing this these days?
Playing for some social cause?
Is it
Famous
big?
ones are.
Okay.
If you're talking about like up and coming, I don't know.
I have seen some indie like musicians here in Brooklyn make some social statements in their music, but it's been very small. Like some of them don't even have like a Spotify or like anything. Like they're just performing open mics and stuff.
Macklemore is probably the most vocal right now. I mean, he's releasing like songs about social problems.
Yeah, actually, I'm thinking like I've heard music specifically by female artists critiquing like, you know, just having with feminist messaging, right? Like critiquing the way women are portrayed and treated in society. But I haven't heard any big songs critiquing Trump or fighting for Gaza. Like I haven't really heard any songs that have broken through as like household songs, like by, you know, artists that are household names kind of thing.
Yeah, household songs, no. I've been listening a lot to Macklemore's new song that like all of the proceeds go to help Gaza.
Oh, wow.
And it hasn't, I don't know that it's broken like top 100, but it's really good. And then I've seen a lot of artists such as like Coldplay, Imagine Dragons, a couple others, I think, that are very outspoken on stage in front of their audience, like waving around Palestine flags and promoting to end the genocide. And that has been great to see, especially from like bands like Coldplay, like massive bands like that. But Macklemore has definitely been like very vocal. And then I also know that Green Day has changed some of their lyrics for American Idiot, referencing MAGA. Don't want to be a MAGA America. Yeah, I think that's what they say instead of the F word. So that was a interesting change.
That's incredible.
Which the last thing I'll say on that, people are like mad that Green Day did that. I'm like, guys, do you have any idea what that song is about? Like, are you kidding me?
What?
Yeah. That and like I'm watching the fireworks on the 4th of July on my roof with like, I don't know, 100 other people that are up there. And let me tell you, I saw a number of red hats I didn't want to see. And they're like blasting Born in the USA by Bruce Springsteen. And I'm like, guys,
he doesn't like you.
guys, like, have you ever, like, media literacy, guys, come on. Like,
Yes.
pay attention.
Yes. Yes. For listeners, Bruce Springsteen went viral because at one of his concerts, he called President Trump a moron and said we are living through an American tragedy. So I don't know what these MAGA folks are trying to do blasting Bruce. I don't know if they're trying to reclaim. I don't know what they're doing, but yeah, media literacy, exactly.
Born in the USA, the main themes are war and the aftermath, the trauma and alienation of Vietnam veterans after returning home, economic disillusionment, highlights job loss, poverty, the erosion of the working class identity, patriotism versus critique, explores the tension between national pride and critical reflection on American society. One of the main themes is misinterpretation. The anthemic quality of the chorus often leads to misunderstanding the song's true message.
Yup.
And look, if you want to play that song for the fourth and you understand what it means, great. Hell yeah, man. But if you're rocking a MAGA hat playing that song, I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
I don't understand the people that are upset about Green Day because they literally have a line that's like, I'm not part of a redneck agenda.
Yeah, it's blatant and they're just oblivious to it.
Yeah, like, it always blows my mind when people don't listen to the lyrics of songs. I'm like, what? I guess it is my English teacher thing, but like the words are so important to me. Like, it's the message, it's what they're saying. It's like, how are you, like, people really don't listen. Like, they don't listen. They don't care what other people have to say. They don't want to know what other people are thinking or feeling. It's that freaks me out. Like when people are like so content with just living in their own mind and their own world and never considering that other people are out here like feeling and thinking things.
Yeah.
Crazy. Anyway, so Alan says this. Cory just says, I'm in it for the chicks. Alan goes, I see where you're coming from, kid. Amy, Cory and Sean are starting a band. Amy goes, to meet chicks? Alan's like, why did you say that? And Amy's like, well, that's why you started your band? Alan's like, no, our band was about the music. Amy's like, what'd you guys call yourselves again? Alan's like, the Tongues. I immediately thought of Kiss. And, he says that Amy, if I remember correctly, you were quite a big fan. Amy's like, I was young. I had no taste. Ironically, because they were the Tongues. So we get another scene in the hallway where we see Sean and Cory like actually leaning into this fake band thing. They're walking around with empty guitar cases now. Cory's just got his egg salad sandwich in his guitar case.
The most impractical lunchbox of all time.
Isn't an egg salad sandwich like totally what Cory would have for lunch?
God, egg salad sandwich that's like sitting in your locker for 3 hours. Oh boy, that's a choice.
It's so funny. Like now I'm an adult. I'm like, oh, that sounds delicious. Not sitting in a locker for 3 hours. But as a kid, worst lunch. Absolutely worst thing you could possibly have. It's mushy.
I love egg salad and I never ever make it. And I don't know why. I'm all about it.
Crunchy, toasty ciabatta.
Yeah. It's probably the whitest thing about me.
Love an egg salad, Sam.
Love an egg salad, Sammy.
So they're walking around with their guitar cases and, the girls are like, can we hear you play? And Sean's like, yup. And Cory's like, no. Sean's like, why? And Cory's like, because we don't know how. And we get to see Sean being an idiot because the minute the girls are like, please, he's like, okay. When Cory puts his foot down and says they can't play, and Sherry's like, why? Cory's like, because we're still getting over the death of our drummer, which is totally something I feel like every band is always dealing with, like, which is why I laughed. I was like, why does every band lose their drummer to death, to an early death? So Topanga comes over. Cory, everybody's talking about you. They say you're starting a band. And Sonia comes in and is like, they're awesome. And Sherry goes, except they don't have a drummer. And Topanga just goes, who are you? And Sherry's like, we're with the band. By the way, I could not stand Sherry. I don't know how you felt about Sherry.
Oh, yeah.
Worst character. Morgan wasn't in this episode.
I noticed that too.
Was she in the other one that these two wrote, the wolf one? Oh, these writers don't like Morgan because in that episode, she was the devil. And the only line we get is Amy going, that suits you, that costume.
Amazing.
And now she's not even in this episode. Ooh, I knew I liked these writers.
Yeah. It's like a vacation for the ears.
Except they replaced her with Sherry. She's like grown Morgan. So Topanga's like, Cory, I wanted to talk to you about the dance. Jeremy asked me. I told him I wasn't sure, and I wanted to see what your plans were. And Cory says, you know what? If you want to go with Jeremy, it's fine. Don't worry about me. I'm covered. Cory's so mature. I love him. The way he just delivers his lines, I know I've said this before, but I was like, geez, like, why do I feel like I'm watching like a college kid like maneuver this situation? So Topanga goes, okay, maybe I'll see you there. And she doesn't look hurt. Like, she looks like she's like, okay. You know, she's chill. Very mature, both of them. By the way, I'm adding a new first impression. There's no literary reference in this episode.
Yeah, I was looking for one too.
0 books.
Yeah.
I haven't had a lot to say about the past few books, though, so I'm always like a little like, whew, all right.
Yeah.
Not looking like a very good English teacher these days. I'm like, oh, yeah, Grapes of Wrath. I've read it a long time ago. The last line in that scene is just Sean going, Cory, I never thought I'd hear myself say this, but we're going to need some guys. So then we get a scene change, and we're in the living room, and we get the audition montage. And then we get like an accordion player, and we get a bunch of monks singing in Latin. We get a really good guitarist who's Rembrandt, who they say no to because he's going to be too good and he's going to get all the girls. And then we just get a guy who holds the guitar, does nothing, and just sticks his tongue out at the audience. And they're like, yep, perfect. I need a guy like that. And then the other guy that they take is Thor, who just poses. He literally shows up with no instrument in his hand. And they're like, let me get this straight. You just pose. And he's like, yep, what else do you need? And they're like, perfect.
That's it. You got the job. Just like those American Apparel employees. Did you see that documentary on Netflix?
Oh my God. I haven't seen it yet. No, but I had a very close friend who worked there and she told me some stories.
I watched the first like 20 minutes. I need to watch the rest of it. But the first 20 minutes were crazy. Apparently the CEO was crazy. And some of the folks that were interviewed were people that were either like hired as a sales associate or maybe higher up in, corporate. And literally like the sales associates were hired on absolutely no grounds at all. Like, just like, you've got the look. Can you start Monday? And like, that's how it worked.
Did someone say Abercrombie and Fitch?
Yeah. God, what a different time.
Yup. And like my very close friend had the look. That's literally how she got
loved
the
look. I had so much American Apparel because it was so quintessential, like hipster 2010. I loved it so much.
It really was. It
like
really
all this,
was.
like the basics, but like elevated basics in every single color you can imagine. I loved it.
We loved like a no label, just a certain silhouette that was just like, you knew it when you saw it. You were like, that's American Apparel. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? It just had its own look to it. It was like the crop top with like the very high rise shorts that cinched you at the waist like you were a freaking Barbie. Like, and it would even like puff out your bottom half because you were so cinched at the waist. So you kind of had this like bulgy, I don't know. It was kind of like crazy that we thought it looked good, but they did have this like very raw sexuality to them that was like, it was almost like real bodies, real people, and kind of like turning up the dial on like hot ugly, if that makes sense. Like,
yes. Yes.
No makeup, like hair kind of greasy, but like I look like I just had sex.
Yep.
That was a look.
That's the look.
Anyway, so now Cory's got his band, which is Thor, guy who doesn't say anything, Sean, and him. And Cory's like, all right, guys, if this band is going to succeed, we got to follow one rule. No matter what happens, no matter how cute the girl is, no matter what she's wearing, we never, ever play a note. And why is that, Sean? And Sean goes, because we don't know how. And Alan comes through the door and he's got all these huge amps like on wheels that he just bought from a garage sale. And he's like, wow, hey, now this looks like a band. And the boys start exiting and Cory's just like, that's what we're going for. Looking like a band. And Sean like says as he's walking out the door, you'd think I'd look cooler not playing the guitar or not playing the drums. And Amy comes in looking real concerned about these amps. And she's like, hi, honey. And Alan's like, hey, some idiot down the street was selling this at a yard sale. He didn't know what he had. And she goes, I bet his wife did. And Alan goes, honey, it's just fun. You know, when the guys come over Friday, you know, an amp, a couple of guitars, we probably won't even play. And then Eric comes in with like all the rest of the stuff. He's got like mics and he's got his dad's like old band jacket that was at the dry cleaners. And Alan's like, it's just fun. And Amy's like, oh, the fun just keeps piling up. Scene change, we're in the hallway. And Sherry's like, hi, Cory, what are you doing? And Cory's like brooding. And he's like, I was just standing here listening to the music in my head.
Nobody understands him.
And Sonia's like, wow, is it loud? And Cory goes, sometimes it drowns out my thoughts. But then I see you and I know it's our song. And the girls like swoon and walk away. And then to himself, Cory goes, ooh, that was a good one.
That's amazing.
That was so good. And then Mr. Turner comes over and he's like looking at Cory like, oh God. And Cory goes, you know what, Mr. Turner? Me and you, we're a lot alike. Turner's like, are we? Cory's like, yeah, because you have this motorcycle helmet. People think you're cool. And I carry around this guitar case and people think I'm cool too. Turner's like, Matthews, I got this motorcycle helmet, so if I crash my bike, my head doesn't go splat. Why do you have that guitar case? And Cory says, to protect my sandwich. So Feeney comes over with the biggest, fattest black marker I've ever seen. I loved it though. I really want it.
I was going to ask, is that as an English teacher, do you really want that marker?
I do.
You want to
really
be marking stuff? Yeah.
I want to be marking stuff up.
Yeah.
And he's crossing out demon seeds on the school dance poster. So he turns around and says to everyone, it is with deep regret I must inform you that the demon seeds have pulled out. Actually, now that I'm rereading this and re-going over this, I'm like, oh no, they didn't pull out. He just decided that they can't do it. I love diving deep into the writing. So the students are like, aw. And Feeney's like, now, steady. Hilarious.
God, I love him.
You're still able to shake your little booties. I have managed to secure a more than adequate replacement. And then he pulls out a cassette tape. And he goes, the cool, mellow Caribbean sounds of JoJo Man and Brother B.
That was the last thing I would have thought of. That was he'd be pulling out of his pocket. Right? Oh God, it's so good. It's so good. Also, this scene and you describing this scene makes me realize how much Mr. Feeney reminds me of Mr. Farrell.
Yes. Yes, you're so right. So she's referring to our school principal from K through 8. He was such a character. He wasn't like Mr. Feeney in the like wisdom and that wasn't. It's just he was very theatrical and he spoke spoke like this.
Yes, he really did. And I love it so much.
He was also definitely gay. And like Feeney isn't, but like has that like theatrical flamboyance to him that Mr. Farrell had. Oh my God.
So
Actually,
good.
we might have talked about Mr. Farrell. Did we tell the pig
We did.
story? Okay.
We
so
did, but we might have cut it. I don't know that we had time for it. That was one of those like 2.5-hour episodes. We had to cut it.
So much gets cut, guys. We really should have a Patreon. We tell you guys so many things and then we cut them. It's so sad. And then Sherry annoyed me because she comes up and she goes, just get another band. Whoa.
Sherry.
If any student spoke to me like that, I'd be like, excuse me. Do not talk to me like that. And the fact that Feeney didn't say that, I was like, wow. Feeney just goes, hard as it is to believe, my rock and roll contacts are limited. And Sherry goes, Cory and Sean have a band. And Sonny goes, they're really good. And the students are like, yeah. And Feeney's like, Mr. Matthews. And Cory's like trying to walk away and he stops. And then obviously, fantastic actor, William Daniels. His voice was the voice of someone who's like Cory's neighbor, you know, and has like known him for a long time. And he was like, you have a band? He was like dead serious. He was like, wait, what? Cory goes, well, yeah, but, and Sherry goes, they're really great. I've heard them. I was like, shut up. Oh my God. And Cory, I supported this, goes, no, you haven't. And he was like actually annoyed. And I was like, yeah. And the students are like, Cory and Sean, Cory and Sean. And Feeney goes, well, Mr. Matthews, you seem to have quite the following. So what's the name of your jolly group of music makers? What?
God, I love that Mr. Feeney will be authentically himself 100% of the time. Can't fault him for it.
Yep. I still love the scene when he's got Olive Morgan's jewelry on and they're doing a tea party. And what does he say to her? He's like, I am festooned in costume jewelry and you have not held up your end of the bargain.
Yeah. Festooned.
I've swilled your faux tea.
That's exactly what he says. What an iconic scene.
It's so good. So Cory's like, our name, they call us. And then we get a shot of a poster for the blood drive. And I'm like, oh God, it's going to be dark. And then we get a shot of sex ed. And I'm like, oh geez, it's going to be rated R. And then we see a shot of the exit sign. And I'm like, oh, what is it going to be? Is it going to be like the blood sexits or something? Like I was like,
yeah.
And he goes, the exits. Very good writing, very good. This was a very good episode. This is one of my top episodes right now. So Feeney says, well, kudos. Ding, ding, ding. That was my word of the day.
Oh, let's hear about kudos.
So kudos. I didn't know about it. It was my word of the day because I was like, why do people say that? Like, I don't actually know what that means.
I'm so happy you're going to tell me right now because I use that word and in my head I'll be like, what the hell does kudos? I think of the granola bar and
exactly.
I
with
need
the chocolate and the M&Ms.
Yeah, like I don't know what I'm saying. So tell me.
So kudos originates from an ancient Greek word. It's kind of like, I don't speak Greek, so I'm going to butcher this, but like kidos, which means glory, fame, or renown. And it was initially used in the 18th century, particularly in academic circles to signify prestige gained from noteworthy achievements. So Feeney says, kudos, you have a gig. Have your people call me. Feeney wrote exits under where he crossed out demon seeds. So when Sean walks in, Cory...
A moment for the handwriting.
Oh, excellent. Excellent.
It scratched my brain in such a way. I loved it.
So Sean walks in and Cory goes, Sean, look who they got to play the dance. Look at the poster. Sean goes, the exits. They're great. Cory goes, they're us. Sean goes, oh, They're not so good. So then we get like a commercial scene change where there's like a blackout, and then we're in Chubby's, and the 4 members of the band are sitting at a table at Chubby's, and Sean is like, how could you book our band for the dance? And Cory's like, Sean, I couldn't help it. Sonia was all pressed up against me and making little purring noises in my ear. And Sean's like, what about our band Credo? That was my backup for word of the day. I actually have a unit that I do with my freshmen called Credo, which is all about what you believe. So it's like a belief statement. It's a tenet.
I never heard that word before.
Good word. And Sean's like, what about our Credo? Remember, we never, ever play? And Cory's like, we have to play. Feeney booked us, and I may have possibly signed papers, but it's okay. I mean, we're all in this together, right? And then the 2 other guys are like, see ya, and they leave. And Sean goes, okay. Now, don't panic. We'll just play the old hits. None of the new stuff. Maybe 1 encore, we're in the limo, and we're home. Cory tosses a cup of water in his face. And he just like blinks, licks his lips, and is like, okay, what are we going to do? And Cory's like, we have to find some way to go on. The girls love us. And Sean, still delusional, goes, yeah, we worked too hard to get where we are. You worked 0 hard. And Cory's like, we have to come up with a plan. And Sean goes, you know, that's so crazy. It just may work. Cory goes, what may work? Sean goes, the plan. Cory goes, I didn't tell you what it was. Sean goes, that way they can't get it out of me. Cory goes, get what out of you? Sean goes, nice try. That's the end of the scene. Oh, it's so silly. It's so 90s cartoon, and I love all of it.
Yeah. And at this point, for me, the episode is starting to feel like a fever dream that I might have of like the worst case scenario of like, oh my God, I have to play in front of like 1,000 kids in my class, and I don't know a lick of anything, and there's no getting out of it. Like, I would wake up sweating, and this is happening to them in real life. They can't get out of it.
We'll just play the old hits. None of the new stuff.
Like, what old hits?
We're in the limo. We're gone. So now we're in the living room, and all of Alan's old bandmates are in the room, and we get those stars that I was talking about before. So we get Rick Nielsen, Billy Vera, and Micky Dolenz, who, by the way, I always confused with Jimmy Page. And Amy comes in because women serving men. And she's like, what would you guys like to drink? I'm the perfect wife. And Alan's like, we'll just have a bunch of beers. But then Micky Dolenz is like, no, actually, can I have some mineral water? And Gordy's like, diet iced tea? Who asks for that at someone's house? Rude. And Larry goes even further and is like, would it be too much of a hassle to run a few carrots through the juicer?
Let me tell you, it absolutely is. As somebody with a juicer, the amount of time it takes to juice those carrots and then clean that goddamn machine, it takes so long.
It really
but you know
does.
What? I do be loving that carrot juice.
And then Cory comes down and he's like, hi, Dad. Bye, Dad. And Sean says, our first gig. And Alan says, your first gig? You just started playing 2 days ago. Norm, Micky Dolenz, is like, kids learn fast today, Alan. And Alan goes, not mine. And Cory goes, well, we got to go. Bye. And Alan's like, break a leg. And Sean goes, yeah, that's our backup plan. Gordy's like, must make you proud having your son follow in the old man's footsteps. Alan's like, oh, yeah, sure it does. And then he like pulls out his guitar, pretends like he just found it out of nowhere. And he's like, oh, what's this? And all of a sudden the guys are like, oh, I got my, guitar in the back. I got my bass. I got my whatever. And they're like, let's go get him. Let's go jam. So now they're about to jam, which I knew was happening because the minute I saw them, I was like, y'all are musicians. We're going to get a musical episode. I am here for it. Mm-hmm. And you know what one of my favorite episodes of Full House was? When Stephanie Tanner started a girl band and they sang, I saw the sign.
I totally forgot about that. I love that. It reminds me
favorite
of
episode.
my favorite musical episode, besides obviously Uncle Jesse's music video with the candles on the bed. I obsessed, but I'm more so thinking of the like the live music scene with when Danny joins a band and he's wearing leather pants and he's singing "Talking About My Generation," and it's so funny. It's so good. And the episode where DJ was it's either DJ or Stephanie, I don't remember. I think it was DJ was kind of going through a phase of like, I don't need my dad. Like my dad's being really annoying. And like at the end, at the Smash Club where she worked, he ends up like going on stage and singing "I've Got Sunshine on a Cloudy Day." He sings that song dedicated to DJ, and I was just like, whoa, it's so beautiful. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it was really beautiful.
Why would you do that to me? Oh my god. They don't make TV like this anymore.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
Yeah.
Why do I want to watch like Seventh Heaven, not ironically, right now?
Why do I want to be in my feels and watch the Papuli episode of Full House?
Papuli, no! No, I will never watch it again. I can't do that to myself.
It's too much.
It's too much. Oh my god. All right, so then all of Alan's like old friends are about to play, and then we get a scene change, and we're at the gym stage, and Feeney's on the microphone, and Turner comes on stage with him and goes, "George, keep talking. We need more time." And Feeney's like, "Stay in school, get a good education, don't slouch."
Slouch was my word of the day.
What does it mean?
So it means exactly the way it sounds, which is why it's my word of the day. Don't slouch. The official definition as a verb is to sit, stand, or walk with a drooping or bent posture, often with the shoulders and head forward, suggesting laziness or fatigue. And I was curious about the origin of the word. I love to learn about the origin of words. So the noun dates back to early 1500s, originally meaning lazy man or ungainly fellow. Its origin is likely from Old Norse slokkur. I have no idea if I'm saying that right, meaning lazy fellow, and is related to the Swedish word sloka, which is to wilt or slouch. The word is also connected to the notion of sagging or drooping.
Wow, you went deep. That was awesome. I also, in your response, I have a word of the day, and it's ungainly.
Ungainly.
Ungainly is awkward or clumsy. Sean's like, "This place is packed. We're dead." And then goes, "Wow, look at all the girls. So many pretty girls. You know, maybe we can play." He's such an idiot.
I don't know how to play, but now I'm in front of all these people, and then all of a sudden I'm just gonna rock everybody like you won't believe. Like he believes this.
Yes. It's like when our dad was little, he thought that he could turn his bedroom into a swimming pool. He thought that if he filled up buckets of water and threw them into his bedroom, that he would turn his bedroom into a swimming pool. And he thought at some point, I guess, the water would get so high, he would just like open the door to the bedroom and like the water would just stay a wall of water for a second, like in a cartoon, and he could like jump into it and then close the door. But yeah, they just started filling up pots of water and tossing them into the bedroom on the floor everywhere, thinking they could turn it into a swimming pool. But yeah, talking about like boy delusion, like that's what is happening right now. Like maybe we can play. Cory, we love him, rational, says, "Sean, we can't. That's why I got those guys who can play to come and save our butts. We just strum and pose."
That's a pretty good plan.
Great idea. I was wondering how they were going to get out of it, and I was like, good, someone's thinking. Great idea. Yep. So they show up and they leave. So Turner comes over and he's like, "Okay, you guys set? I'm ready to intro you." Sean says, "We're not going on, man." Turner says, "What are you talking about?" And Cory thinks fast and goes, I'll tell you what we're talking about. He's talking about a lack of respect for artists. And then he walks over and suddenly there's like a crafty table ready for them.
They had a rider.
They had a rider. So he goes, you see this turkey? This turkey is pressed. We were very specific that the band only eats fresh, hand-carved turkey. No fresh turkey, no music. So Turner's like, you got it, guys. And then he goes on stage and he's like, John Adams High, it is with great pleasure I give you the exits. Cory's like, good evening, John Adams High. And everyone's like, wow. And he's like, are you ready to rock? Are you ready to rock and roll? And Sean just goes, good night, everybody.
Like that's where I thought that was going. Like right? That was the show.
That was the show.
Goodbye. Good night, everyone. I'll remember you all in therapy.
So at that moment, boom, we cut to the living room where Alan is jamming with his band of actual musicians, and they sound phenomenal. They're singing Good Lovin' by the Young Rascals. You've definitely heard it in like a CVS. So Micky Dolenz is singing and everybody's sounding great, but Alan is struggling. And then we cut to the auditorium now to see how Cory's doing. And we just get the audience going, boo! Which excellent editing here. So we don't have to hear them sucking.
Yep.
We hear a fantastic
because we know
band.
What we're going to get. So it's like, yeah.
So we hear what the music could be, which is good. And then instead of cheers, we get boos, right? It's just excellent. I was like, wow, this is very good writing. This is good stuff. So Sean's like, Cory, if we want to get out of here with our lives, we better sing something. And Cory's like, okay, it's okay. I've got an idea. Hey, you there. What's your name? Just goes, you stink. Cory goes, no. I think your name is Sonia. And I've got a song for Sonia. I loved the way he delivered that. No. I think your name is Sonia. Sonia, Sonia, Babonia, Banana, Fana, Fafonia, Fee, Fi, Fafonia, Sonia. The audience just literally starts leaving. Like they start walking out. And then we get a shot of Topanga kind of looking up at them reluctantly, just being like, I don't know what to do, but you guys are kind of bad, so I'm going to follow these guys out. Sorry. Awkward. And she leaves. And Sean just goes, drive safely. So then we get a shot of the living room and all the guys are like, that was great. Yeah. And they start leaving and they're like, Alan, we should do that again sometime. And Alan's like, yeah. Goodbye. And they leave and Alan's like, oh my God, I sucked. And Amy's like, I thought you guys sounded great. And Alan's like, they sounded great. I didn't sound so great. What happened? I used to be so good. And Amy goes, darling, I say this with love and respect. You were never good. I would be destroyed.
Same. Yep.
Right?
That would hurt my feelings.
He's like, what are you talking about? You said it was my music that attracted you to me in the first place. Amy goes, and you believed me? And Alan says, well, yes, I based my life on it. Amy's like, it was never the music. It was just the whole package. Alan's like, what package? Amy's like, you were cute and you looked very adorable with your little guitar. It didn't matter that you couldn't play very well. I just liked you. If you can be bad at music in front of your partner and they still love you, that's love.
That is love.
It couldn't be me. We cut to the auditorium. Cory and Sean are sitting on stage. Sean goes, there was one point where I thought we really had him. They were screaming, exits, exits. Cory goes, Sean, they were looking for a way out.
Where's the exit?
Exit. And Sean goes, oh, here comes Feeney. And Cory goes, I can just hear him now. Messieurs Hunter, Matthews, although right now you feel beaten, humiliated, you've learned a valuable lesson that you should never try to be someone you're blah, 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 blah. That excellent writing. Really, these writers figured it out. They just boop, turned it on. It's as though they've been writing every episode up until now. I don't understand how they did it, but they were like, nope, our last episode sucked. We need to make a really good one. And they did. And it's fantastic. And Feeney shows up and he says, Messieurs Hunter, Matthews. And he just starts laughing at them. But it was funny because it started off with Messieurs.
Yeah, Messieurs.
Messieurs Hunter and Matthews. And then he sees Topanga walk in. And he says, you're still here. And Topanga says, yeah, my date wanted to go to the oyster house. Cory says, so how come you didn't go with him? And Topanga says, I was enjoying watching you. And Cory says, come on, we were horrible. We stank. I played the name game. Topanga says, I don't think it was so bad. She's in love with you. You were so bad. And Cory says, really? You liked the way we played? Topanga says, maybe it was more the package. You look so adorable up on stage with your little guitar. You were just cute. She loves him.
She loves him. It's very cute.
He was repulsive.
But this is like, I think, the first real foreshadowing of their relationship, given that it's a direct correlation to his parents.
That's why I thought the writing was fantastic. The episode established what like it defines real love to be. Right? The episode was like, we believe real love is specifically your wife, your female partner loves you, man. For you, it's totally the opposite of like Sherry and Sonia, right? Like Sherry and Sonia are like, we're only into you if you play music, and we actually don't care about who you are or your person, and we would not be into you if you were not good at music. We actually wouldn't even notice that you exist if you didn't hold a guitar in your hand, right? And then we have the opposite of that, which is like, I loved you regardless of like, you were actually kind of bad, but like I was into it because I still thought you were cute, and I'm actually just attracted to you as a person, and it doesn't matter like what you do, or like how you, right? And so the fact that the show established that and set that up for us and defined like love or attraction or true attraction in that way to get it from Topanga, like it's so impactful, and we're like, oh my God, they're going to be married, right? Like that's the way that we foresee. So you're totally right to say this is excellent foreshadowing, and the first time we see the foreshadowing of like what actually is to come for them. So awesome. How did we get these two new writers who wrote an episode that kind of stunk? How do we get them to write an episode that actually becomes like a foundational episode for the entire series?
Yeah.
Where did this come from, guys? What happened?
Probably a meeting with the CEO.
Try again or die.
Big budget episode. And you know what? It paid off. They got 4 million more viewers this episode.
Topanga says it was more the whole package. And then Cory's like, so you didn't get to dance? And Topanga says, neither did you. And Cory says, you wanna? And Topanga says, sure. Loved. So Cory goes over to put the tape that Feeney was going to play.
I'm so happy that came back around.
I know! We got to hear it. So he puts the tape in, and it's just reggae music and some guy going, greetings from the I'm not going to do the accent. Greetings from the Fiesta Room. My name is Jojo Man, and this is Brother B. Are you ready to party? And the crowd is cheering because it's live. He goes, you with the mustache. What's your name? George Feeney.
George Feeney.
And he goes, Feeney, Feeney, for Feeney, banana, banana, for Feeney, for Feeney. Feeny.
And you know I was picturing him in his little outfit there, wearing his little Hawaiian shirt with the little brimmed hat
Oh, yeah.
and the little
straw
boat
hat.
shoes. Oh,
Having
that
a
was
Saturday morning.
Vacation Feeny. I want to see more Vacation Feeny.
So we're in the living room and Alan's asking Cory about his gig. Alan has his guitar and he's like trying to give it to Cory. And he's like, Cory, I think you should have this. And Cory's like, no, I think you should have it. And Alan's like, no, I think you should have it. And then Eric walks in and they're both like, oh, Eric, maybe you should have the guitar. And Eric's like, thanks. Actually, I've been thinking of starting a band. Alan and Cory are like, okay, yeah. And then he picks up the guitar and Eric is phenomenal. Cory and Alan are like in shock. And then Eric just gives the guitar back to them and he goes, nah. And the final shot is of like Cory like looking at the guitar like, how could he have done this?
The way that Cory looked at the guitar, I laughed so hard. He looked at it like, where's the secret compartment to be able to play the notes in that way? Like he was looking for the secret code. Oh, that was so good.
So good. And that was the end of the episode. What are your takeaways?
Oh my gosh, that was so
Yeah.
good. If I have to think of a takeaway, I think for me, there's a fine line between faking it till you make it and like cutting your losses. Know when you're like, this is not it. I'm not succeeding. Let me just like quit while I'm ahead. And I think finding that balance is really important. And unfortunately, Cory did not do that this episode.
My takeaway is actually what Cory anticipated Feeny was going to tell him, and Cory made a joke out of it, but it's real. Like, so what he said that Feeny was going to tell him was, "Be yourself," right? Like, don't try to be someone else. Be yourself. And what I'm finding about this season is the brilliance of the writing is that Cory, in episode 1, which was about the Odyssey, right? Cory does do a full Odyssey and he comes around and he ultimately learns that being himself is the path forward, is the way to like defeat the bully, right? Is the way to kind of like survive in high school. Be authentic, be yourself. And he learns it in episode 1. And I remember that I said, how are they going to do this? Like, where is he going to go from here then if he already learned this now? Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's nowhere for them to go. But what they've done is since then, they've kind of shown him failing at that, right? Like he's consistently not being himself. And so we're seeing how not being yourself gets you into some trouble and actually makes people not like you very much, right?
Yeah.
And the people that love you and care about you for you, those people are the people worth holding on to. So the fact that Topanga loves him anyway at the end and is like, actually, I just think you're really cute and like, you don't really need to like try that hard is huge and big, important messages, I think.
Yeah. I wonder if this might be a bit of a turning point for him, realizing after all this time, oh, maybe I should just be myself and things will work out for the best.
Unfortunately, that is a lesson that I think adults need to sometimes learn. So thanks for listening. Rate and review us. Please give us 5 stars. It's very helpful. Follow us at Boy Meets Wine Podcast, both on Instagram and TikTok. Name of the wine we had today was Côtes de Roses. The theme song credit goes to Julia Rosa. And next week's episode is Season 2, Episode 9, Fear Strikes Out. Cory believes he is ready to kiss girls. Bye!
Bye!